Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Google Chrome Everything Training for Teachers. So here we're going to cover everything you really need to know about Chrome as a teacher, and this is the task list here of all the different things we're going to do. And even if you're not a teacher, you could still use this video as well. So we're gonna start real quick. We're gonna go over installing Google Chrome. I know most people have it, but just in case for those that don't. And these are all the task lists, right? We're gonna go over syncing, managing accounts, and adding a Chrome profile. Now this is really important right here, because the biggest problem with Chrome is in teachers or anybody, they have a personal account and then they have their school account, and it gets mixed up, and it's always popping up when they're working on their school account, and then their personal account will pop up. And so I'm going to show you how to fix that, so you're not always confusing things. And sometimes you get your personal information mixed up with your school information. It's not good. Then we go all the way. Then we go other things like managing tabs, bookmarking, a lot of safety stuff here, and a lot of cool tricks and tips and things like that. So real quick, we're going to start with install Google Chrome. I'm going to do this real quick. So if you're looking right now this is the Google Chrome. Okay, right now I'm in Google Chrome. Okay, this is my drive. This is my Chrome. I'm in Google. This is right here. This is a new tab page. Okay, and if you want to see, I have a shortcut up here for Google Chrome, and then what I have, which I'll show you later, is different profiles. Okay, I have different profiles for using Chrome, which I do to keep my schoolwork separate from my personal, which is separate from my Google training, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But to get Chrome, you might want to use a different internet browser. So I'm just starting here with Microsoft Edge. You go to Microsoft Edge, just type in Google Chrome download. You can pick the first one as long as it says google.com. Okay, and you would just click this right here. Now your computer will ask you, do you agree to this, and you would just go yes, yes, etc. and so forth. So that's how you would install it. Okay, next up is syncing devices. What syncing does is it saves your history, it saves your bookmarks. You can have autofill. It just saves all these different things. So right now I'm on my Google Chrome, and this is my profile with Frank. And if you want to see if your Chrome account is synced, you would just go right up here and you would go check and see if sync is on. Now I'm going to show you some other accounts. So now I'm opening up my personal account, and just the same, okay, you'll see it's a different icon, and I click up here and it says the sync is on. So I'm going to click that. And just to give you a little bit about information about syncing your account, it says manage what you sync here. So if you open this up, it'll let you know all the things that get synced. So your bookmarks, your extensions, like my extensions right here. So like if I install an extension while I'm on my teachings and education account, it'll be saved to this account, and then when I log in here using this teaching and education account from a different computer or a different phone, it'll all be saved. So everything's synced, from apps to bookmarks, extensions, history. It shows you everything, themes, open tabs that I've saved, and addresses, payment. So that's basically what syncing is. And right now it's everything is synced on. You could customize it, and if you want to turn it off for some reason, maybe you don't want to save the thing you're doing for something bad or whatever, you can click turn off. And the important thing here is that when you turn the sync off, it's going to log you out of your Google account. So I'm going to turn off, and you'll see something happen right here. Take a look. Okay, now it's a different person. Okay, it doesn't have my Google thing. So let's say I want to search a math lesson now. Type in math lesson, and I'm signed out on my Google account. I would have to sign back in. So let me do that real quick. And now that I've signed back in, here I am. And you can see I'm back to all my old bookmarks. And now I'm going to click this icon again, and it says sync is turned off, so I can turn my sync back on. And it asks me, would you like to turn your sync back on? And yes, I'm in. Now it's important to realize that your sync is connected to your Google account. So if I, instead of turning sync off, okay, what I can do is I can actually, instead of going through that whole mess, I can just really maybe just pause it. And one way to pause it is to just sign out of my account. So I'll sign out, and now I'm paused. Okay? So if I sign out from my account, it's paused. And then maybe, you want to go and start working different things. Here you go. I'm signed out, so syncing and pause. And all it says is your bookmark history, password, they're not going to be synced. Okay? When I sign back in, let's say sign in again. Now the sync is on. So pause it is another way to do that. So that just is turning syncing on and off. Next up says manage Google accounts. Okay, so you can manage your Google account from Chrome. I can do that either here and just go to manage Google account, or I can do it right up here as well. It says manage your Google account. So I'll click this one here, and this is where you'll take care of your personal information. It'll let you know security. Like one thing you can do is a two-step verification. I wouldn't worry so much about with the school account, but I would worry with a personal account. I would do two-step verification, which I do. It talks about data. You could do privacy checks. So this, it lets you know how much storage you've wasted here, 1% out of 30 gigs. So this is just gives you basic information and mostly personal information. Right. Now we come to add a Chrome profile, which is probably the most important one here, because like I said, some of the biggest problem is with teachers is they have a personal account and they also have a school account, and they get mixed up all the time. And here's how it gets mixed up, right? So I have this account here, and let's say I want to use a different account. Let's just say I'm going to use Student 4 as, like, let's say it's my personal account. So now I'm signed in here as, my account, and you can do it like, let's just say with Drive, right? So here I'm in my Drive, and let's say I want to do my Drive for like my personal or my student account. So I'm going to click here, sign in, go through the process here, and now take a look. Okay, this is my profile. Okay, this is my Chrome profile here with the Frank, and I have the student Google account for the Frank. Now if I go to this one here, they're matched up, which I think is a good thing, right? I personally think you should have them matched up all the time. Right here, so the F with the green F. But the problem is teachers sometimes they'll have it like this, okay? And I really don't think you want that. I think that's when most of the problems happen. If you create different profiles, okay, like here's another profile I have, right? This is my school account, and this is like my personal account. Right now this is my Google account. So let me click on my school account, okay, and I'm going to show you. So I click on that, and what it did was open up a whole new Chrome profile with a whole new window. Okay, and this is my school account now. Okay, and these are all my school bookmarks here, and it's going to be separate. So like if I go to, let's say, my school drive, now you can see that they're matched up, which is what you want. Okay, so you don't have all this confusion and you don't get everything mixed up, right? This is school account, the same thing here. And like I said, let me go. I'm going to X out of this, and I've got the shortcuts here, right, for all different ones that I use. So if I click on this one here on my personal account, it'll be with my personal Gmail. The problem, like I said, is this. Is when you get all mixed up, right? When look, you've got the student account and this one. So if this is your problem, what you want to do here, and let's say you're using a new Google account like the Student 4 one, what you should do is create a profile for this here. Okay, so if you want to create a profile, you're going to click here on the Chrome, and you're going to go to Add. Okay, so I'm creating a new profile. And I'm just going to name this one, let's say student. It's going to ask me for a name, ask me for an image, do the bicycle. Let's go add. And right now we're going through the process. And you see where it says already a Chrome user, sign in. So I want to use this student account that I have. So I'm going to go already Chrome user, sign in, because I want to keep this thing separate so I don't mix them up. Go student, enter my password. And now it says link your Chrome data. And I'm going to go to link data. Turn on sync. Yes, I'm in. And now, if I go to Google Drive, now you can see student 4 and student 4, and everything is organized. Okay. So that's the best way not to. That's the best way for teachers not to mix up their two accounts. Okay, I'm going to close this up. I even have a new shortcut it builds for me. So I have this as like a student one. So these are all separate, all different profiles. A startup page and a home page. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to have a home page, to set up your home page, and a startup page. Now a startup page is every time you open up the Chrome, and the home page will be a little icon up here where you can click it. It looks like a home and it'll always take you there. So to create a startup page, you're going to go to these three little dots. Okay, and then I want you to go down and click on settings. So first, if you want to do the home page, you're going to scroll down. You're going to look for appearance. Okay. So here we have show home button. I'm going to click this little thing here, and it says show home button. Is that a new tab page, or do I want to enter a custom web address? So let me pick a sample web address here. We'll just use this. If you enter the link, the web address, whatever that link is, when you press the home icon, the home button, which I'll show you, it'll take you right there. It's just kind of like a bookmark, but if you take a look here, here it is. It says open the home page. All right. So I mean, the bookmarks are down here. It's really no different than a bookmark, but it's got its own little icon, which is kind of nice. Okay. And watch me take this off, and you see it's gone, right? I'm going to turn this icon back on for the home button, and it's back on. So I'll use this Google Help web address for now. I'll do Control C. I'll go back to my settings, and I'll enter it in. Just click on the side, and here you have it. Okay. So now let's go to something else. We'll go to this, just a regular Google page. Here we are. And remember, we set Google Help as our home page. So now I'm going to this little home icon here, and I'm going to click it, and it takes me right to my Google Help. Now what I recommend doing is for this little home thing right here is having your school district, okay, or your grade book or something like that. Okay, probably probably your school district's a web page would be, you know, the likely choice. All right, so now we got to go startup page. So that's when you start your Chrome up. Where would you like to go? So I'm gonna go back to my settings again. Let me show you how to do this again. So we took care of the home page, but now we have to take care of the startup. All right, so again, for the startup, you're going to go up here to these three little dots. You're going to go to settings, and you're going to scroll down settings, past appearance, all the way till you see where it says on startup. So on startup, you have a couple different options, right? You can always open up a new tab. So that's the one I like, just a new page, because I'm always doing something different. However, you could do continue where you left off. Okay, so that means if I was previously on this page right here, when I pressed X, that's where it'll take me to. Or you could put open a specific page or a set of pages. So if I put open a specific page or a set of pages, I can add them here. Okay, where it would be the Google Drive, the Google Slides, and notice there's a lot of different tabs, so it'll open up all these tabs if I enter them in, right? So I can add new page, or I could say use current pages right here and take a look. It added my Drive, it added my YouTube video tasks, and it's got the Chrome thing here. So I would remove the Chrome thing because I don't really need it. This is just a blank tab. So I'll keep those two, and maybe I'll add a new page, and I can enter the URL. Let's do a math page. I'm going to copy the link, go back to my settings, add it in, press add, and now you'll see this here. Okay, so this is all saved. Now what I'm going to do to show you is I'm going to X out all of this and start it up again under this profile, and we'll see if these three things pop up. Press X. So I'm going to click this on startup. So I'm double clicking it to start it up. It's in the process of starting up, and it looks good. We've got 3 tabs going, 1, 2, and 3. I see this popped up, 2 for 2, and 3 for 3. This one's still loading. So that's how we took care of the startup. Okay, so next up is to manage tabs, and there's actually a lot of cool things you could do with this here. So let's take a look up here. I'll go to a typical search or whatever. We'll use this one. All right, so these are your tabs: 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. So first off, one of the things you can do is you can always refresh. Okay, if you go here, you can refresh a tab. This says this is the Harry Potter one. So if you go to this little reload page, you just click this here, and it'll refresh. So you do that if it gets stuck or something like that. The internet will just reload it again. Now, if you want to create a new tab, you can just hit this little plus icon here, and it'll create a new tab for you. Okay. If you ever want to delete a tab, you can use this little X. Okay. You could also right click and close that tab as well. Now, if you take a look here, this tab says NBA on it, right? Now, another trick you could do is you can duplicate this tab. So I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go to duplicate. Now, you could do this is good sometimes if you want to read something here and you want to compare it to the same page here. Okay, so here you see the tab duplicated. Now, duplicate tab is good for something like this. I'm going to duplicate this tab where it says Google video tasks, and it's good because maybe on this page I want to have the Chrome one, and then on this page, it'll be the same exact thing as this one here, and I'll pull up like a Drive one, and then I can compare and contrast by duplicating the tabs. And again, you duplicate by right click, and then you would just go to duplicate. So this one has the Google Chrome. This one, maybe I'll go to Docs, and then you can kind of go back and forth. Like that's one use of duplicate. Okay. Another trick here is if you take a look here, like let's say you're working at, let's say you have a bunch of tabs. I've got 5 tabs up here, right? And a shortcut is, let's say I just want to stay with the NBA tab. Let's just say I can right click, and then I can close tabs to the right of it, or I can close other tabs. So that's going to close all other tabs. And look, so this happens if you have if you're somebody that has 20 tabs open at the same time. Instead of going back and closing them, you could just right click and you would go to that close other tabs. Okay. Now I'm going to open up another tab here and take a look. Okay. So when you open up a new tab, they have some shortcuts for you. So you have Google Help, Google Sign In, My Classroom. Okay, you can actually customize this page because it's part of like the tab pages. So if you go down here and you take a look at this little edit button, it says customize. I'm going to click it, and now I can choose a different background. Okay, I think this is the one I have, the Google no background, but you could do something like this. Okay, and you can do a color and a theme. This is like a blue color theme, so let's do green. Take a look here. Right, so this is kind of cool, right? It's a different green color just to make this one a little bit different. All right, so I'm actually going to keep that one. And you can sort of, it's up to you if you want to hide the shortcuts or not. Okay. Okay, so next up we're going to do bookmarking. Okay, and if you take a look up here, this is the bookmarks section. Okay, so I've got Gmail bookmarked, YouTube, Maps, My Drive. So for example, if I'm on, let's say, here's the NBA search, just a Google search of NBA, and I click on one of my bookmarks, it'll take me right to that bookmark. So I clicked on My Drive, and it's turned into Google Drive. It's taking me there. I actually already have it open here, but I could change that to My Maps now if I click on My Maps, Google Maps. So now it took me to Google Maps. Okay. So these are the bookmarks I already have. Now let's say you want to let's say you're a math teacher and you want to bookmarks a math web page, right? So let's do math drills. And let's say you frequently come here to math drills, and you want to make that a bookmark so that you can click on it and quickly get there, so you don't have to go into the search like I just did and type in math drills and all this stuff. So what you can do to bookmark a web page, you just go to this little star icon, and it says bookmark this tab. So I'm going to click it and watch what happens. Okay, it says what am I going to name this bookmark tab? It says free math worksheets. Let's just call it math aids or math drills. Okay, and right now it's in the bookmarks bar. This little section right here is called the bookmarks bar. So I'm going to click done, and then there you have it. Right there is math drills. So I'm going to turn this away, and now math drills is bookmarked. So I can go here, click math drills. So now if you want to create a bookmark folder, what I'm going to do is right click. I'm going to go to add folder. Let's call this math resources. Okay. So I'm going to keep a bunch of bookmarks in here. This happens if you have a lot of bookmarks. Save. And now I have a math resources folder. And what I could do is take this math drills and check it out. Just pop it in there. And now when I click on math resources, I can get to math drills. So let's do another math one. Let's go to computer software. Let's type in Algebra 1 bookmark. Okay, I want to bookmark this again. So I'm going to press this little star. Okay, and now I can choose the destination, right? I can have it into the math resources folder, or I could do the bookmarks bar. Okay, or I could choose another folder, right? So now when I go to bookmark something, because I've created this folder here, it's going to give me the option to put it in, but I'll just put it on the bookmarks bar just to show you. So there it is on the bookmarks bar. Now if I want to move it somewhere, I can right click and go to Bookmark Manager. Or I can get the Bookmark Manager by going here to Bookmarks, down to Bookmark Manager. And if you see on the side here, it shows us our Bookmarks bar. I can open this up because I'm managing. So if I click Bookmarks bar, this is everything in the Bookmarks bar. Then I can go to Math Resources. You can see the math drills. And I can just drag and drop. I'll take this and just pop it in there. Now if you look at math resources, you can see it's in here, and it's just an easier way to manage. Okay, I'm going to exit out here. Now if you don't like having this bookmark bar, you can go again up here. You can go to bookmarks, and you can uncheck where it says show bookmarks bar if you like having more space. So I'm going to uncheck that and see the bookmarks bar is gone. is gone. And if I go back here again to bookmarks, let's show the bar. All right, next is to pin a tab. All right, so to pin a tab means you can't really you can't accidentally press X. So let's say you're taking a test, right? And I do this in Jersey City when I have to take tests for my grad class. It's an online test, and I'm afraid when I'm taking a test that I'm going to press X by mistake and lose something. You know what I mean? And it'll X me out. Um, and this is good too when students are taking tests as well. You should tell them to pin the tab, right? So if I want to make sure I don't press X and get out of it, I can pin the tab. And I'm going to do that by putting the clicker over the tab that I want pinned. I'm going to right click, go down, and just click on pin. And I'll take a look. You see how it's like right here in the corner? There's no X thing. I can't get rid of it here. I mean, I could. It doesn't go anywhere. It's pinned. Okay. I'm not gonna. I mean, I can switch tabs, but I'm not gonna accidentally X out. Like I could X out of this very easy, right? I could X out of this very easy, but I can't X out of this. The only way I can do it is by going back up there, right click, and press unpin. Okay. You know, there's something else I forgot to say with managing tabs. You can always open up a tab in a new window. So if I click here on Google Maps and I right click, I actually have the option to move the tab to a new window. So I'm going to click this here. And notice now I'm in a new window. If you go down here, you see there's two windows. This is our first window that we were working with. And then when I put open in a new window, is actually right here. And notice there's no other tabs on the side or anything like that. Alright, so that's a pin a tab. Next up, let's check the security of different websites. So this is important too because you don't want to get hacked or anything like that or find, go to these dangerous websites. So Chrome does a good job of sort of checking a website for you and giving you some information about whether you could trust it or not. So I want to show you something. So here I am in the Chrome help page from Google, okay? And it gives you some useful tips here, right? To see whether a website you visit is safe or not, you can check the security info about the site, okay? So it's to the left of the web address. So here's the web address for our web page right here, which is google.com support. Check if a site is secure. Check if the site is secure. This is our web address. And if you look to the left of it, here you'll see this little lock bar. Okay, so if you see the lock sign, the lock thing means secure. So this is obviously secure. It's from Google, and you can click on it, and it'll tell you the connection is secure. Okay, you got valid. It tells you other details like cookies in use, but you don't need to know that. Once you see this little lock, it's secure. If you see this little I with info, that means not secure. It'll tell you about it. Let's give you some information. So it might be secure, it might not. Info or not secure, you're not sure. And the last one is this little thing right here, which means not secure and dangerous. Okay, so that it'll give you a heads up. So this is useful, and you should teach this to your students too. I'll go down here, it gives you a little bit more, right? So secure. Information you send is private. Okay, so if you have the secure thing, information you send or get to here, it's private information. The site isn't using a private connection, right? So it's not secure. Someone might be able to see or change the information you send, okay? And this last one here, not secure or dangerous. Don't enter any private information here, okay? Nothing. Okay, here it says proceed with caution. All right? So I want to show you one, right? So let's go to something here, right? Let's go to a secure one. NJ Department of Labor, let's say. So it's the New Jersey Department of Labor. So I'm going to click this one here. And this site is secure. You could see this little lock. And we'll look for one that doesn't seem secure. Let's see. I think I tried this one before here. So let's click this one. Let's see if this is secure. And as soon as you click it, you see this little I right here. It says not secure. Okay? You can click that, it could tell you more information. You should not enter any sensitive information on this site. Okay? Don't do it. And I haven't found a dangerous one yet. Okay? Okay, next up, use the Omnibox. All right, the Omnibox. Now, the Omnibox is like is the address bar basically, and you can type in questions here, and you won't even have to search. You wouldn't have to press enter or anything like that in Google search. It'll just give you the answer. Okay, so Google's address bar actually serves like a bunch of different like purposes and things like that. So, for example, if I do something like 350, whatever, a giant number, and I do plus, and then I do another giant number. Look at that. It'll add it for me. So I can't even read it now. It looks like, what is it? 35 million, 235,300, plus, you know, 200 billion, and boom, it gives me an answer right there. So I don't even have to go to calculator web page. So this is one shortcut of the Omnibox. Okay, you can just do math right in there. Okay, type in a number, it'll give it to you. Let's do 70. I did 745 divided by 35, and look, it even gives me to the decimal. So the Omnibox is also a calculator. It's also, the Omnibox can convert between like feet and yards. Let's go 453 feet to yards. Look at that. So 453 feet to yards, it gives you 151 yards. Very cool. Using the Omnibox, you could also, like, it's also a timer here. If you just click in timer, it'll give you timer 10 minutes, 1 minute. So let's click 10 minutes. And you can get, and I don't know if this is exactly Omnibox or anything like that, but I mean, it basically, there you go. 9 minutes, 55 seconds. It goes, and then you could stop and you can reset. I mean, the Omnibox is great. You could even type in questions. Who is the first? Look at that. I'm typing in who is the first, and George Washington pops right up. So the Omnibox has all these different functions, which is great. Okay. All right, so this is good. So we got through the first 10 here. All right, next up, let's turn on Safe Search on and off. So this is really for teachers too. And it doesn't have to be giraffe. It could be anything. You could search, let's say, war or something like that, right? So you're searching different wars and things like that, and you have to be careful when you're using your Chrome and it's broadcast on the TV or the smartboard and students see, because maybe when you search for war, things come up and videos come up that are explicit or rated R or have like dangerous or lewd content. So what a good trick is, you could actually go to what's called a safe search. Okay. And you can get to Safe Search simply by going to Settings right here. So you're going to type in a search of whatever you want, and then you go to Settings. And you see right here where it says Turn Safe Search on. I'm turning on Safe Search. And now it's going to filter out any content that could be troublesome for students. Okay? And look what it says. Explicit results filtered with Safe Search. So it lets you know. Okay? Any type of explicit material will be filtered out. And if you want to take it off, you can go back to Settings and just turn off Safe Search. And now it's back off. So you can turn it off and on, off and on. Just go right here. Okay, and and I recommend that. I recommend Safe Search, if you're a teacher. Okay, next up, to view and clear your browser history. So first off, maybe you've searched something recently and you X'd out of that page and you want to go back to that page. Okay, you can use Chrome to find that page. And you do that by clicking these three little dots here. And then you go to History. and you should have a list of a lot of the your recent pages, most of them here. Okay, now if it's further down the line, you're going to click history to get the full list. So I'm going to click this right here. And check it out. It's got all these searches. Look at this. I mean, well, this is just today. Okay. So, I mean, I've been doing a lot of work, so, but you can go and it'll be there. I mean, you got to search and look for it, but you can find it. So maybe it was a couple days ago. It might take some time, but you could filter by days too. I mean, look, this says today, right? You go, oh, it was a couple days ago. You go all the way down, and then you got, look, Wednesday, yesterday, Sunday. So I mean, it's a lot here, but you could be able to you should be able to find it. Just take some time. Now it says here view history, but I want to show you the clear history. So sometimes you just don't want whatever you looked up for whatever reason, right? I don't need to know. So sometimes maybe you looked up something you shouldn't have looked up here, and you want to go in and you want to get rid of it. You could actually clear your browser data. Okay, so if you see here where it says clear browsing data, okay, I'm going to click this here. It's taking me to settings. Okay, and you could get to this just by going to settings as well. So now it's giving you a couple of options here. Do you want to clear the cookies? Freeze up. Let's just go browsing data, and the good thing is it gives you like a time range, right? So it's the last hour. We'll leave the cookies on for here, right? So let's say you just want to clear your browser history for the last hour. Well, you would just go to clear data, or you could change the time range. Let's say the last 24 hours. We'll just go with the last hour, right? Whatever we've been working on. But I do want to show you. I mean, you could go 7 days. You can go the all time. It's up to you, right? So, well, let's just do the last hour for now. And you select it. It's going to not only clear browser history, it's going to clear your cookies and your images and files and things like that. It's going to clear your cookies and other stuff. So let's go to clear data. I'm just going to click this here. And we see it doing its business. And we're good to go, right? So let's go back to history. And you see here 9:48. Take a look. Today, right? Thursday 9:48. What time is it? 10:49. So yep, the last hour has been disappeared. So you see it works. Okay, so next up on our task list is going to be clean up your computer using Google Chrome. So now when you're going to use Google Chrome to clean up your computer, and I'm going to show you to do it right now. I just want you to know that what it basically does is it scans your computer for any type of harmful software, harmful viruses, things like that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to these three little dots here, click that, go down to settings, and here we are in settings. And once you're in settings, you can go to advanced, scroll down, and click reset and cleanup, or you could just scroll down all the way here till you get to reset and cleanup. Okay, so here it is, clean up your computer, clean up computer. I can click this here, and here's what it's going to do, right? It's going to find harmful software. So Chrome can find harmful software on your computer and remove it. So I'm going to click this right now. Now I just want to say that this process will take some time. All right, next up is the Chrome Web Store. Okay, we're going to use the Chrome Web Store to get some extensions and things like that, and I'll show you some of the extensions that I have. So to get to the Chrome Web Store, you're just going to type in Chrome Web Store. I'm going to press enter, and you can see it right here. I'm going to click on the Chrome Web Store, the link to the web page, and you'll notice two different categories right here. You have extensions, which you can see I have some extensions up here. Okay, save to drive, mute all on Meet, Share to classroom, Equatio. Okay, these are all like teacher orientated extensions. Or you can choose themes. Okay, so here are the themes. Okay, so if it's, and I showed this a little bit earlier. If you wanna, if you wanna darken your browser, for the background, they got different colors: rose, seafoam. So this is the themes, and this is the extensions. Notice the extensions looks like a little puzzle piece, and you can see that puzzle piece up here where you could manage your extensions. So you can choose a different category. All right, so you can do by Google, you can do fun stuff, shopping, so all different categories you can choose from. You can also filter here if it's by Google, if you want something that runs offline, if you want something that works with Google Drive. You could also filter by ratings if you want a 5-star. Let's see if they got any 5 stars here. Okay, now notice the 5-star. This is a 5-star, but it's only one review. So, I mean, be skeptical here. Let's go 4 and up. Okay. So, like, I mean, you've got the Google Keep Chrome extension, which I've used before, is pretty good. And other ways that you could filter. You can do free or something like that. Okay, so now we're looking at free. So all of these are free. Let's see what else. I'm gonna go up a little bit. So let's clear this, and I'm taking off these filters right now. Scroll down. I'm gonna take off this 4-star rating by pressing clear. And let's say you just want to search for an extension for a tool you have. Like, let's say Google Meet. All right, you want an extension for Google Meet. I'm gonna type in Google Meet, and here's, I mean, you've got some options here, right? Google Meet attendance. Okay, this looks new to me, so this might be something I want. So if you're interested, you can click on the product. It only has 16 views, but I do think it's somewhat new. And then read a little bit about it. Okay, if you want to add this to Chrome or any extensions from the store, you can just click right here, add to Chrome. And first it's asking me just to let me know that it can read and change data on Google Meet. Do I still want to go through with it? I'm going to press add extension. Okay, it is adding to my Chrome. Here's the download. And now if you want to locate it, I'm going to click here to this extension, and you can see that it's right here. Now you see the little pin extension? It's not up here because it's not pinned. If I want to put this little thing up here, this little shortcut, I'm just going to click pin extension, and you can see it right now. Okay? So if I want to take it off, I can unpin. Now, you see these. Now you can get to some more features by clicking these 3 little dots here. And if I want to get it completely from Chrome, I want to get rid of it, I can just press remove from Chrome. But I'm not going to do that yet. If you want to manage your extensions, let me go back again. So if you want to manage and work with your extensions, again, you can go right here to the little extension icon, go down to manage extensions, and it's going to show you everything you have. So here are some of my extensions. I just added this Google Meet attendance. Share to classroom is a great one. Okay, you can instantly share a web page to Google Classroom. Save to Google Drive makes like a screenshot of your, of whatever you're looking at on your, like a screen capture of whatever's on your screen, and it sends it right to Drive. I like that one. This is new. I haven't really tried this one out. Mute all on Meet is good. Equatio is a great for math teachers and things like that. So this is where I am. I'm in the extensions, and again, I went here and I just went to manage extensions. So we have this unpinned. I'm going to pin it again, and you'll see it pop up. And I'm going to change Web Store to Web Store extensions. And then I move my little emoji up, Bitmoji up. Okay, so we change this now to Chrome, to Web Store extensions. And take a look here, right? I just added this new extension to Google Meet attendance. Now, there's going to be a lot of extensions. You might say to yourself, well, how do I know if these extensions are safe? Make sure the extensions that you've just installed are safe and things like that, you can run a safety check. And it's also a safety check's also gonna inspect if there's any data breaches with passwords and things like that. So a safety check is just based, you don't have to get too technical here, but it just means to check the safety of your Chrome. So to do a safety check, you can go right up here to the three little dots icon, and again you're going to go to your settings. Okay, so a setting page is going to open up, and you should be able to see right here where it says safety check. You can click right here, or you could just scroll up and down. And to run a safety check, it's as simple as just pressing check now. So it's doing a quick check for me. My extensions are good, so I'm protected from harmful extensions. Safe browsing is on. No passwords are compromised, and Google Chrome is up to date. Okay. And there's another way you can, update Google Chrome that I'm going to get to later on. Okay, so we did web store extensions. Now we're going to do what's called accessibility extensions. Those are specific extensions to make, using Chrome, a little bit easier, more accessible for you, visual, make it, visually pleasing and things like that. So we're going to do accessibility extensions. So I'm going to go to Chrome Web Store, just like before. Okay, click here, just like before. Okay, so here we are in the Chrome Web Store, and if you want to look for accessibility extensions, all you have to type in here is accessibility. And here you can see web access testing, what else? Accessibility insight for the web. And you can see some here. I mean, it just goes down and down. Okay, so next up is to use private or incognito mode. All right. So if you want to browse in incognito mode, which means that you're not going to browse under any profile. None of your stuff, none of your information or data or passwords, any of that's going to be saved to any profile. Incognito means, you don't want to be found out. So to do that, you're going to just click on these three little dots here, and you see where it says new incognito window. I'm going to click that, and you'll see a new window is created. Notice the dark background. Also notice here it says your incognito. You can see the little icon with the mysterious hat and glasses, and it gives you a little bit of information. Right now you can browse privately, and other people who use this device won't see your activity. However, downloads and bookmarks will be saved. So, however, Chrome will not save your history. It won't save your cookies. It won't save any information. But your activity might still be visible to your website, your employers, or your school. That all depends on what they enable here. So even though it's incognito, it's not 100% sure. And if you take a look here, it's basically just a regular, it's just like Chrome, except, like I said, right, your browsing history won't be saved, and neither will your cookies. Let's type in biomes. It's just, it's almost the same, except look at that. You got the different color in the top, and you're in incognito mode. Now when you're finished with incognito mode, you're just going to click this little X, and you're out of it. Okay, next is to filter and search. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to filter, search. I'm going to provide some tips and things like that. Alright, so let's say you want to search for let's say a penguin. Okay, so first off, whenever you search, you're gonna right here. Okay, you can, whatever you're searching for, you can actually search for it in the address bar. Okay, so you can type in penguin here, or you can type it in right here in the search bar. Okay, they're both going to be the same. So as soon as you type it in, a bunch of results are going to come up, and you should kind of understand, some basics about searching. Now I have a video on searching, search tips and things like that, which is pretty good too. But look here, right? So the first off, if something's at the top and it's an ad, they let you know, and they tell you it's an ad right there. Right over here to the right is what's called the knowledge graph, okay, or the knowledge card. I forget what it's called. And whatever you type in, it's just going to give you some basic information on it. So I typed in penguin, and boom, Here's some information. Okay. Now, you can filter this search through images, as you'll see. Okay, news, videos, which will give a bunch of penguin videos, different books. Okay. Now notice the different icons. That's the book icon, the video icon, the news icon, image, right? And you can go even more to maps, shopping, flights, etc., and so forth. Okay. Now take a look here to settings. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here, and let's go to settings. Right. So let's say we search a penguin. Okay, we got penguin search. Now I'm gonna go to settings, and you can, you have a bunch of different options here. I believe earlier we talked about safe mode. You can turn it on and off here. You can do an even advanced search. So I'm just going to give you a quick look at advanced search in a second. You can change the languages, but let me just show you advanced search real quick. So if you're having trouble with, the word penguin, and maybe you're looking for something like, a penguin, a penguin that's the world's smallest penguin, or whatever, right? You can get really specific with your search here. And this is kind of the same way it is like when you're searching your Google Drive and stuff like that. Remember, Google's great at search, right? That's what they do, Google. They search, they find stuff. So it's like, what words does it have? Penguin is the exact word. Any of these words, none of these words, what does it range to? So they give you, you search different languages, regions. I mean, and if you take a look here, it kind of tells you how to do it too. To do this in the search bar, right? Type important words. Put the exact words in quotes, right? So you might say, well, what do you mean with exact words? Well, it tells you right here. Okay, use the quotes. Any of these words. Type or between the words you want, right? So it tells you again, right? Use the word or. None of these words, okay? Put a minus just before the words you don't want. So if you put a minus before the word Jack Russell, it'll take out Jack Russell. So this is advanced search. I'm going to go back. If you go over here, you see tools. You could take a look at the different types of tools. Okay, once I press tools, this popped up anytime. Okay, so then do you want to, you can filter by time, and I did that by pressing tools. Watch again, tools, it'll pop up, and you can filter by time, week, 24 hours, custom range you can do. And do you want it to be verbatim, which means word for word, or just like the best result? Okay, now here's something interesting, and it happens a lot. Let's say you want to use an image or something like that of a penguin. I'll type it in again. And you want to use an image that's free to use. So you're going to type in penguin. You're going to go to images. And here you have some images for penguins, but maybe a lot of these are copyrighted and you want to use it for, I don't know, something you're publishing a teaching book, who knows, whatever, right? So you're going to go to tools, and then you can, and this is a really good search features for searching images, because you can search for different sizes. You want a large size, small. How about color, right? Let's say you want a penguin with the, what is that, green? There you go. Look at the green penguins, right? So you know what I mean? You can search. Black and white would come up a lot. How about what type? Do you want clip art, line drawing, GIF? Okay, so if you want a GIF, let's take a look. Are there any green penguin GIFs? It's a GIF, but it's not really green. And this is the one we're looking for, right? Usage rights. I'm going to go to clip art. So you want to find something that you can use that's free to use. So if you click usage rights, okay, right now it's not filtered by license, but you can filter by license, right? So I can do a labeled for reuse with modification, labeled for non-commercial use, non-commercial use. The best one here, if you want to be safe and make sure you have the legal rights to use it here, because this is non-commercial, that means you can't make money off it, can't make money off it. So this one you can modify it, but you can't use it as it is. So the one you're going to want to do here is a label for reuse. So that means you can reuse these in any form and make money off it. You just can't sell the image itself. And you should always double check, because when you click on an image, it'll tell you Google. It's not, remember, it's not always 100% here. So this says free stock photo, but it says it may be subject to copyright, so you should go and double check. So I'll click this here, and let's see if it's in the public domain or what it says. And okay, here we are. So yeah, right here it says the license is public domain. That means anybody can use it, and the person that created this said, hey, you can use it, do whatever you want with it. Okay, if I click this, it'll take you right here. It's a Creative Commons. It's a no copyright, right? The person associated with this work has dedicated it to public domain, so they waive all the rights. Okay, all rights are waived. Okay. All right, next up is update Chrome. Okay, update Chrome. And I want to show you what it looks like when it's not updated. And I'm going to scroll down. And, okay, so here's what it tells you. Okay, if an update is pending, you're going to have an icon that's going to be colored green. And it's going to be right up here. Okay, I'm going to show you an image of it soon. If an update was released about 4 days ago and you still haven't updated it, it's going to be orange. And if it's more than a week that you haven't updated your Chrome since the new release, it's going to turn red. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. And this is like the best example, I think, right here. It's like a little arrow type thing. Okay, so you'd see it like right there. Like right there. And you could tell again by the different colors. Right? Green means 2 days. 2 days ago. Orange is 4 days ago. Red is a week. Like you need to. Red means like it's time to update it. So if you wanna, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna update my Chrome. It's already up to date, but I'm just gonna show you if you want to check again. So you can always go here, or if it is red, how you would update it. So I'm gonna go again to the three icons. I'm gonna go to settings. If you see right down here where it says About Chrome, I'm going to click on this, About Chrome. And as soon as I click on About Chrome, take a look here. It says checking for updates. Chrome is up to date. Alright, so we're coming to the end here. It says tips and tricks and things like that. And as I look around here, I would say it's good to have different profiles. Is one tip I would have. If you take a look here, I have a profile here, a profile here, a profile here. I do that so things don't get mixed up. Because sometimes, like if I'm teaching and I'm in a Google Meet, I'll have a number of different accounts on, and like my icon for one account would open up for a different account. I think it's just best to, and this is as a teacher, to go here and go to settings, just like I showed you earlier, and then I would I think it's best as a teacher to you would go here, and you see I have these different Chrome profiles. I would create one. I would have one just for your school account, and I would have one for your personal account. Another tip here, the starter page, you don't need managing tabs, not really. Bookmarks websites that you frequently use. Pinning a tab is if you're taking a test or something you don't want to lose. Safe search is very good for teachers, especially in the younger grades. God forbid you don't want to search and put something in that doesn't work. Check site security is something really good too. Like I said, you want to go here, you want to make sure it's that little lock. So if you ever see anything with an I, be a little wary, whatever. You might want to clean up your computer every once in a while. Go to the Chrome Web Store. You can find some cool extensions. Like I found this Google Meet attendance thing. I'll give that a try. Or, run a safety check every once in a while. Incognito mode if you're doing something. Here's an example. If you're at school and you want to search a different, for a different job, maybe go incognito mode so that they won't know. Filtering is important. I have a whole video on Google search, but we went over some of the good tips here. The Omnibox. Okay, yeah, use the Omnibox too. Make the best use of it. You can. It's a calculator. It's a converter. Can convert. You can use the timer. Put it on the whiteboard. So these are just a lot of tips for teachers to use Google Chrome. Okay, I'll see you next time.